Hey everybody. Today is, let's see here, it'd be Sunday, the 27th. Well, it's not Sunday anymore, it's Monday. Monday the 27th of January. Again, like last time, I made notes because, making notes, I don't forget what I'm trying to talk about. Keeps me on track better. Well, anyway, recently I've been having some issues with sleeping. It's not anything. Well, it's not anything as serious as before when I was suffering from insomnia. That was about 4 years ago, and that was soon after the when I was first diagnosed. So it's been I'm having sleep issues again, and like I said, it's not insomnia. I actually almost wish it was insomnia, because at least with insomnia, the hallucinations, the auditory hallucinations were worse. And that's when I was having the most visual hallucinations too, because with insomnia your mind gets so tired and things your brain just doesn't know what to do. So especially being schizophrenic, the delusions that I have and the intrusive thoughts and stuff like that, they're more pronounced. But anyway, I'm not suffering from insomnia. In fact, it's almost the opposite. It's basically hypersomnia, where I'm sleeping too much. And sleeping too much usually ends up with you sleep for 12 or more hours a day, and you get up and you don't feel rested. Like I just haven't felt very. I go to sleep. I wake up in the or I don't wake up in the morning. I wake up in the afternoon, unless I have an appointment or something I have to get to in the early afternoon. So anyway, I talked to my therapist about it, and also my psychologist, and decided to up the dosage of this one med. It's called prazosin or prazosin. It's known by its other name, Minipress. It's a very, very, very old blood pressure medication, which it's not even used for that anymore. It's now, there have been studies done that people with PTSD who have similar issues in terms of sleeping and having, very terrifying dreams, night terrors, stuff like that, that the prazosin can reduce that. Basically, and what it does is it somehow, chemically in the mind, it literally, you cannot remember your dreams. You dream, just like, because that's just what happens. But these sort of block out the actual experience of the dream. You still get REM sleep, which is good because that's what you need the most of. But the prazosin or Minipress is supposedly helpful when it's in larger doses. I originally started taking it probably about 2.5 months ago, but I was only taking like 1 milligram, and that wasn't doing it. It worked for after I got used to it, took about 3 days. I think it was about 5 days where I actually felt somewhat rested when I woke up the next day. And yeah, it went away, and I just stopped taking the med because what's the point? I'm wasting medication that's not really helping me. So I saw my psychologist, and we upped it. I'm eventually going to be taking at least 3 milligrams with this current. I'm already on 2 milligrams. So it'll probably be in a couple days. I'll jump up to the 3 milligrams. Other than that, and I think it's because of the fact that I had been so tired and not getting restful sleep that I started to become more isolated. Because when you don't get sleep, I mean, even normal individuals, you don't get a good night's sleep, you wake up the next morning or whenever, and you're lethargic. You just you just don't feel good. Well, this is that compounded. So, and when that happens, I start feeling, I start to retreat from social things, things that I don't have to do. So, things like, go to therapy, excuse me. I have been having a little something in my throat all evening since dinner. I tried to inhale my water at dinner. And also coming with the, of course, lack of sleep becomes the irritability. So the irritability compounded on top of the feeling isolated or becoming more isolated. When I do go out in public, the level of social energy I have it's even smaller than it normally is. I mean, it normally isn't very much, but you take away, having decent sleep, and it just shrinks and shrinks and shrinks to eventually the point where I refuse to have any social interaction that I don't have to have, such as going to therapy or going to various other doctor's appointments, because that's important. And that's one thing that I'm glad to say that I'm someone who, despite the severity of my diagnosis, I actually, I'm someone who goes to therapy because I know it helps me. I make sure I keep track, maybe not perfectly, but I keep the best that I can track of when I take my meds and what have you. So I do what I can. Also, since the Prazosin, of course, it's lowers the blood pressure, and since I'm on other blood pressure medication for my congenital heart defect, it causes you get lightheaded. I really haven't gotten too lightheaded. The only thing I've been experiencing is headaches, but that's normal for anything that messes with your blood pressure, so it's really not that big of a deal. But further on, this coming week, I get an appointment with my therapist, so update her on what's been going on. Finally got all that situated, because with all the holidays in December, and then New Year's and Martin Luther King Jr. Day and all that kind of stuff, totally messed up the scheduling system. So I actually hadn't seen my therapist in it was like something like 6 weeks, which is ridiculous because I normally see my therapist every other week. So, but that's back on track. Different day of the week, but it still works out. But other than that, I think that about wraps her up. So, thanks for watching, and Sláinte, and I'll talk to you guys soon.